everyone, we're going to be installing a CarPlay MMI interface into this Audi A4 B8/8.5. Same method for all B8/8.5s with a Audi multimedia setup, just like this, with the controls down here. Tools you're going to need for this job: 2 radio removal keys and some strong hands. Let's look at the kit now. So the kit itself, this is your multimedia box. It's gonna look like this. That's gonna be sitting behind there. We're gonna go through the installation. Cables you will need a MMI/AMI to AUX cable that will sit in the glove box. Nothing needs to be plugged into here, it's just for the sound to bypass through the system. Next cable will be the USB, if that comes out, one moment. This is the USB media output cable. This will go into the back of the box through this connector here, if that focuses. There you go, yep. And that is going to allow front camera, rear camera, some power sources, and a USB for wired Android Auto or playing musical movies. Next cable is the LVDS splitter. So this is a 1-to-2 splitter. This one will go into the back of the box, the AMI box I just showed you there. The L-shaped one will go into the back of the head unit, and the wire that's already in the back of the head unit will go into this. I will show you when we get to that. It sounds confusing, but it's not very confusing. Next cable, Wi-Fi antenna, also known as a FACRA antenna. This goes into the back of the box to allow the wireless connectivity between the device and your phone. Last but not least, the most important, the power quad lock bypass cable. So this white cable right here goes into the back of the box. Then you have the original quad lock taken out of the head unit from behind there, goes into the back of this female connector. Then this male connector goes into the back of the head unit, and then you have 2 cables at the bottom connected to this. As you can see right here, on your climate control panel there are 2 connectors, one small, one big. We will take the big one out, put it into there, and put this in its place behind there. Now it's very simple, don't get frightened by this installation. Once everything's out, I will go through it in more detail. Okay guys, first step you want to do, get your 2 radio removal keys and place them inside the little slots. You will see one directly below the eject button and one directly below the button that says open. Put them facing inwards so it catches on. Once you've done that, you just give this a little pull and it unlocks. Oh, let me put them back in. It's come out already slightly. Just had it out. And easy as that, multimedia unit is out. What I would suggest, the gear stick, this is a manual, so I just pulled it down. If you have an automatic transmission or gearbox, key in ignition, put the car into far back as possible, which I believe is sport mode. Leave the ignition on because you can't turn the ignition off with the vehicle in gear. With a manual car, you don't need any of that. You can just put the car, the gear stick back. And that's only to allow this to slide out, this system here, to slide out without hitting anything or coming across any obstacles. So, this is out now. And then this, with a little gentle pull, should slightly come out. There you go. Just give it a little pull with my thumb. This came out as well, the climate control. Just for now, let's put that there. let me zoom in and show you everything. I'm going to start with showing you the connector, which is from the quad lock cable that you receive in the pack. You have these two connectors separated towards the end. These are bypass cable for the climate control. You can see here you have one small one, one big one. This big one is going to go into here, and then this is going to replace its position in the actual unit. So once I put that in, I'll quickly show you. Just to let you know, these ones are a little bit tricky when pulling out. Don't be frightened. You can use a little pick or something to pull out this red tab, and then you can push down and it slides out. Okay, so this red tab pulls up. If you're having a little bit of trouble with it, slightly lever it with something thin, like a very small screwdriver on each end, until it lifts up. Once you've done that, this little black tab here, push that in and you lift this connector off until it comes out. This one can stay in here, you don't need to take that one out. So this is the one that we need for this installation. Okay, so we have the main quad lock adapter cable in our hand. We need this side of it. Is it gonna focus? There we go. So this cable will go into this, and then this connector is gonna go into the unit. Okay, before we do that, what we need to do is, let me zoom out. Okay, before we do that, what we need to do, remove this quad lock cable, and also we need to remove the LVDS cable, which is here. Let me just remove that because I'm working with one hand. The easier one to do, quad lock cable, you lift this tab up slightly. There's a little lift that up fully and it pulls out with it, slides out. And then that one, you just a tab on it, push it down and you pull it out. Okay, so for some of you, this pink connector may be grey. Whether it's pink or grey, you're going to need to pull out this one. It's going to end up looking like this cable there, and that's the quad lock I pulled out by lifting this tab up, and it pulls it out. Now what we want to do firstly is let's attach the female on the adapter to the original quad lock connector, and I'll show you how that works. So where is it? Let me just find a nice place to put this. Okay, so as you can see here, we have a row of thin pins and a square of pins there. So we can see there's a row of thin pins at the bottom and some square pins there. Just have to follow the same pattern. Not too difficult. Connect it up, make sure that locking tab is lifted up so we can lock it in afterwards. That's in and that's on. It does all the bypassing through you for these cables into the new quad lock adapter, so there's not much we really have to do. This wire here is for an external microphone, which we're not going to be using today because we're going to use the internal one. And this is the power for the MMI box. So let's start wiring that up. The MMI box here, we need to use the option that says CAN, which is CAN bus power, and this goes straight into there, and that's one plugged in. Now for the LVDS option, we're going to do exactly what I said about before, but I'll walk you through it now. So we are going to grab the LVDS cable, which is like so, the side that has the two cables pointing out is going to go into the back of the box, and you have a side with two split cables. One's an L shape and one is a female, so you can see a male and a female connection. This pink cable we're going to put into the female connection, and then this will replace the pink cable's position inside the actual head unit for a bypass on the picture. This is the Wi-Fi antenna. You notice the Wi-Fi antenna will come with a sticky pad at the back to allow you to place it somewhere suitable. Okay, Wi-Fi antenna is plugged into the back of the box. LVDS is in, CAN is in. We just need to plug the connectors into the back of the head unit, which is the quad lock connection here, the LVDS there, and finish off with the climate control connector. All right guys, now we have everything installed the way it should be. Obviously it's still a mess right now, but before you put anything back together, always test just to make sure there's nothing wrong. On this box we have pins, is it going to focus? Okay, is it going to focus? There we go. Pins 3, 4 and 5 are down, which means on, and the rest are up. You will get a guide with every purchase to let you know what pins need to be up and what pins need to be down. Everything's connected. Let's test it out. So that's the normal menu. That's the interface. Everything seems to be all good here. I'm going to put everything back in nice and neatly and then give it a proper test for sound, audio input and connectivity. Okay, everything is back together nice and neatly. Always make sure your climate controls are working, just to make sure everything is connected the way it should be. All working up there. Make sure it's nice and flush with each other. It should normally lock in when you push it back in. One last thing to do before we give it a test, which is the MMI/AMI cable. Now, like I said, this just needs to sit in the connection. You don't need to plug anything in. So open your glove box. Inside there, as you can see, there is a connection for it. So let's plug this in. Oh, my drink. Let's plug. It's difficult to see. Okay, that is in. Let's let that sit there. Glove box is closed. Now, let's set it up. Okay, so let's go into the menu. Go to CarPlay. CarPlay devices. Nothing's connected, so we know it's a brand new box. Connect mobile device. Let us go on to our settings on our phone, go to Bluetooth, and let's start the search on here as well. So we can see here CarPlay, if it focuses. There you go, CarPlay. Pair. Allow. That's gone up there. Follow the instructions on your phone to use CarPlay. Now click that. It should automatically come up just here. Perfect. Alright guys, we'll do another video in the future to show the features of this box, but for now that was this installation video. We hope you're happy with it. If you have any questions, comment down below. If you want to know where we purchase our equipment from, camera, any other cables that we needed for any other jobs that we do, it's in the description down below. Please like and subscribe our content, or to subscribe to our channel, because it helps us out a lot and we can continue carry on making these videos for you. If you have any specific requests, let us know and we'll try and get them made. Thank you.